When I was 10, my mom, my dad, my sister, and I would take a road trip on a vacation to Bali. I remember my mom from the front seat would turn back and look at me and give me this book of map and say, "Here, have fun." And I did have fun. It was a lot of fun. I like to put my tip of my finger on a piece of paper and trace down the road as we go through. That same 10-year-old who's looking at this two-dimensional paper world will imagine, what does it look like in a three-dimensional world? Remembering the experience, it got me thinking, maybe, just maybe we can look at our life the way we look at the map of the world. Or maybe we can also look at the world as it is, as we experience it, as the emotions rising up, and we can build our own personal map. I decided to go to an exchange program in the United States in 2009. I thought that I was going to be hosted in either New York City or Los Angeles, because those are the famous cities. My map of the United States was just as simple as New York City and Los Angeles. I thought that I was going to live in this concrete jungle where dreams are made of, and there's nothing you can't do. But no, I live in Kansas, when there's nothing you can do. We literally have to drive around 30 minutes to go to the closest Pizza Hut or movie theater, even 2 more hours to go to the closest theme park. It's the place when the population of cows, I don't know, maybe 10 times higher than population of human. There's nothing in Kansas. But in that nothingness, I found a loving community. This is the place where everyone knows each other. This is the place where I found my best friend, who at first I didn't know how to connect with. This is the place where I found a family who took care of me so deeply, as if I was their own kid. Sometimes I look back and wonder, how did that happen? How could I ever go to the United States? My parents wouldn't be able to afford any of it, let alone to live abroad for 1 year. But the more I think about it, the more I remember this 10-year-old who's tracing down the road as we go through. He would flip that map and look at the map of the other side of the world. This guy wondered, how does it feel to live in another country? This guy would wonder, how does it feel to experience something else, something that he never knew before? Does American high school students really dance around and sing every lunchtime? Do they really eat grass every day? By the way, we say grass, the way we say grass, it means salad. How do you play American football? Do they like soccer? How does snow feel like? How do you build a snowman? Do you want to build a snowman? But just like everything else in this world, something has to end at a certain point. So it did, my exchange year did end in 2010, so I have to fly back to Indonesia. The thing about being home in Indonesia is that I love that place. I love my parents, I love my friends, I love the people there, I love the environment, I love the weather. But the thing is that it's not necessarily the best place on earth when you have the community who encourage you to do what you want to do or ask the questions about what is normal. This place is about you have to do what people tell you to do in order to be successful. I remember that one day my mom and my dad called me and tell me, Baya, you have to be a doctor, because that path is the most appealing path to get money and to have a successful life. I don't want to be a doctor. I don't know if I don't know if I would enjoy that. That example is just one small representation of the community that will not ask you what you want or will not encourage you to question that. It seems like someone is drawing this railway in my own personal map and say, Baya, you have to get in that train and go to a certain path that we already made, or else there's no life beyond you. They tried to feed me with this fear, of the feeling of fear that says that you will not have life if you do not follow this path. The same fear they tried to feed me, stripped down my curiosity. There's a saying in Spain, their motto, hundreds years ago, their motto was ne plus ultra, which roughly translates to there's nothing beyond. It means that in the west side of Spain, there's water and there's nothing beyond that water. And one, they don't have the curiosity to find out. Two, they're too so self-pride that they are in the age of their world. In a lot of ways, that was me too. Because the worst part is not that people tell you what to do. The worst part is that I believe them. In a lot of ways, I also do that too. In a lot of ways, that I would say to my friends that, hey, I have lived in the States for 1 year. This is what you have to do to have a happy life. I do that too. I believe them. I don't necessarily now connect with people through questions. I tried to tell them the answer. And I was miserable. Years later, I tried to go out again. I tried to challenge myself again. So I joined this institution called Global Village. It's in Pennsylvania. And I was there, and it's a great program. It's about business, entrepreneurship, leadership, and whatnot. But the classes was not what changed me the most. The classes was just an exercise. What changed me the most is that for the first time in so long, I belong and become in the community of people who ask questions. I remember this one time when a guy from Israel came up to me out of nowhere and said, Baya, what do you dream in life? And I was like, whoa, dude, calm down, slow down. I have not asked that question for so long, I do not know how to answer. I did answer him with what I consider a very silly answer. It may not be the answer he wanted to hear. At that very moment, I realized that people do not necessarily connect with other people because they have the same answer, but people connect with other people because they wonder about the same question. That very moment, my curiosity came back. I started to ask myself, what can I do now? What is in the other part of the world? What is beyond that sea? What if I can explain my map? What if I can help people with my basic knowledge in engineering? What if I can change the course of the energy of the world? How can I do that? I start asking these questions, and it keeps me alive, and it keeps my curiosity alive as well. Hundreds years after after the discovery of the continent of America, the Spain decided to change their motto. Ne plus ultra, there's nothing beyond, to plus ultra, more beyond. They stripped down their ego, they stripped down their pride and say that, hey, there's more beyond that water. And you just have to be curious enough to find that. Maybe you were afraid of asking those questions. Maybe your community did not support you to do that. Maybe you look like you're stupid people who ask these silly questions of changing what is normal, or at least just asking what is normal. But here's the thing. Isaac Newton, we can't easily say that he invented or he discovered the formula of gravity. Here's the catch. The word gravity itself never existed in his time. He wondered about something he didn't know. He wondered about something so abstract, but yet he was courageous enough to do that. I can't tell you if he found the answer he wanted, but he indeed found the answer that not only changed his own personal map, but the map of the world. The thing is that I believe if I am curious enough, if I'm courageous enough to ask my own questions, if you are courageous enough to ask your own questions and never let anybody tell you to do otherwise, and then you look at the map of your own life and trace back the point where you are to where you have been, you may not find the answer you wanted, or maybe you just found the answer you needed. Thank you.